Good day, everyone. This is SirRule 1986 here. I've been doing a lot of New World content, and it's been pretty fun. Need to get back to a little bit doing a little more 14. Like this weekend over on Twitch, I'm going to be running some Mount Run. So if you want to join in, go ahead, come on in. I do play on Balmont Crystal Data Center, so if you want to come join up, please, more than welcome to. I plan on doing some EX runs through Shadowbringers content. So looking forward to doing all that. But today I'm also here to do one of my first reaction videos and one of my character right there. And I do play main tank in this is Joe Cat's video of Crap Guide to Final Fantasy on tanks. So I'm looking forward to watching this, and I will say this, make sure always if you're watching something like this, please like and like the video and everything else, so guy gets a little showing for a person actually viewing it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this reaction on the way.
What up, warriors of fartness? I bet you don't have the slightest clue how to play this eyeball-melting anime game. Oh, sure, you probably know that you can beat up enemies by clicking on them until they die, but do you know how to find a static in your FC to help you prog uwu? I bet you don't even know what any of those words mean, so sit down, shut up, and eat your gisso greens, because I'm gonna teach you what thee mayhap not knoweth, thy noobliness. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy.
Oh. Thanks! Oh.
The tank is the person in the front lines of every group, leading the charge to inevitable party wipes, which is because you are the most important person in the party, having slap fights with the boss since everybody else is way too squishy to handle the puss-pounding patty cake. You'll never see Jimmy's soft boots eyeing up the cloud of darkness with his 2x4 and scriggly tree branch, but how hard can tanking be? Turn on your tank stance, do your 1-2-3 combo, and blame the healers when you die, right? That sounds like somebody who...
I mean, that's the truth.
Needs their short Q privileges revoked. Firstly, tank stance. You turn this on to start gaining enmity. What's enmity? It's where you shout at the bad guys, "Hey, hit me!" They'll be paying attention to you so long as you're dealing damage, so you better be dealing damage and not just having a staring contest. If you don't, then they're gonna...
But staring contests are fun! Just go... I mean, especially with the fact of the re-rolling of the mechanics and everything. I mean, you gotta have some fun. Sometimes you gotta stare down, especially stare down a healer going... Hi.
Gonna start indiscriminately charging at the rest of the party like a dog in a movie theater. If you are the designated main tank, or in light parties the only tank, make sure this is on. If there is another tank in the party and you are the off tank, make sure this is off, unless there's some other bad guys you gotta pull. If you have conflicting stances with the other tank, they will chuck their shoulder pads at you. As a tank, you should make sure...
That is true. In a lot of cases when I'm playing main tank, and it's just like the other and say in an alliance raid, and I'm doing main tank role, they're literally sitting there trying to pull off the boss, and then when I just pull regular aggro off of them, not even taunting, they're like, "Oh, you're taunted." No, you're the one's taunting. I'm the one actually doing my job.
Sure the bad guy's ass is facing the party as often as possible, as indicated by the bright glowing half-eaten donut underneath the target. This is so that if the bad guy sneezes, you're the only one getting down with the sickness. And also, if your party has anyone playing any jobs that particularly likes to clap them cheeks, you've provided a bright shiny spanking space. On top of this, as a tank, you are, by Heidelin's blessings, horrible at dancing, which is why you should move as little as possible once you've got the enemy's attention. That way the party can continue to whap the wumpus without having to chase down the bad guy's glorious booty. Just as well, because you have control of where the baddies are, you control how useful everybody else is. So if somebody puts down a useful AoE, stop fucking running away from it. Now that you have the
a lot of times, because I'm Omni 90 and playing a DPS, and I see just random tank. I'm just going in, say, with the random tank in a party finder, and I'm dropping down, say, like my Doton when I'm playing Ninja. The tank moves out of it. It's a friendly thing. It's not gonna hurt you. Come on.
baddie's attention and are in a nice cozy poking position, you don't have to worry about anything else, right? Ah, that's what I thought you'd say, you dumb fucking horse. Believe it or not, when you die, it's not entirely the healer's fault, just mostly their fault. That little bit of responsibility you have is based on how well you can juggle mitigation. What's mitigation? It's the buttons that make the bad guy's slaps hurt less that you sometimes press once a subscription and never think about again. You ever wonder why you have several of those buttons that all seem like they do the same thing? Well, that's because you're supposed to space them out over the course of a fight so the healers don't have to sacrifice their entire mana pool and firstborn child to get your frail ass through the dungeon. Remember not to bust your tanking load all at once, or else you're gonna feel a lot of shame when you're all out of juice and the boss still wants to go about 4 more rounds. Every tank also has a press X to not die button that can be used to survive any devastating attacks, or if you're a really aggressive paladin who drew every enemy in a dungeon ever and don't want the healer to hire a hitman on you. As for what your limit break does, tanks are thicker than the average Disney mom, to the point your honky chonky donkey bahonky extends to the rest of the party, protecting them from damage up to a whopping 80% at LB3. The thing is, unless you're a high-end player, you'll probably be using tank LB as frequently as a good player rolls high on loot. Overall, you have 4 flavors to choose from: punk, grunge, metal, and Christian rock. There's warrior for big axes, big anger, big self-healing, and if you like to do fell cleaves again and again and again and again. If you prefer more brooding than cruding, the Dark Knight is great for doing your best guts impression. You get a huge-ass sword, goopy black energy particle effects, and the literal best mitigation in the entire game, but it's balanced because they get the worst invulnerability.
Yeah, that is true. You'd purposely die, even with the changes to it, which are great for Living Dead. It's much needed, but still, if you aren't full to health, you still die.
Button in the entire game. You press it and then it makes you die. Gunbreaker is called a tank, but everybody knows it's just 3 DPS in a trench coat, as designated by the fact you get a fucking gun and your swings explode. But you have to be a hardcore gamer since it requires a lot of cartridges. And finally, the Paladin, who tries to pretend they're a healer and caster, but only when the other healers and casters are looking. But fuck all that, because the most important thing is that you get the motherfucking sword and shield, baby! Try getting behind this wall of holiness, bitch! Now you know how to play tank, you're welcome.
Oh, Joe Rat is... he is great. Make sure there is not okay. Not this one. But yeah, he is wonderful, great. I love that Joe Cat. And I'm looking forward to do the other ones because he does have one. He does have one out for both tanks and for healers and DPS. So look forward to that. But it's just great. There's also so many truth factors in this, because you also find those DPS too that even you give them the shiny little butt smacking mechanic thing where they can stand behind the boss and not get hurt. They still want to get in front. You're not a tank. Hey, look, cleave. Why? But without further ado, that's it for this reaction video. So, like I said before, catch me on Twitch. I usually stream, and actually being Friday tonight, I am going to be streaming. I don't know which game I'm going to be doing yet, but look forward to it. I'm going to be starting around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, but also I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and also Wednesdays. So tune in. If you like this and you want to see future content that's coming out, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And I will see you all again next time. Adios.